These three things will absolutely kill your mortgage loan approval. The first thing that will absolutely kill your loan approval is if you quit your job and or become self-employed or become a 1099 employee. When you become self-employed, it changes your pay structure. So we have no idea how much money you're gonna make. We don't know what write-offs you're gonna have. And so the only way to figure that out is by seeing 2 years of documented tax returns. So if you're pre-approved right now, or if you're in the loan process and you all of a sudden decide that you wanna start your own business, that's great, but that's gonna absolutely kill your loan approval because again, we won't be able to document that money. We're not fortune tellers, we don't know what the future holds. I'm sure you're gonna be successful, but we have no way of documenting it. And when it comes to loan approvals, it's all about documentation and what we can see and what we can prove. So do not, by any means necessary, just don't do it. Don't quit your job, become self-employed, or take a 1099 position when you're traditionally W-2. Another thing I've run into is if you take a job that's primarily commission-based. So if you're currently working in a job where you get an hourly pay, maybe even some overtime, and then all of a sudden you jump to a job that is like mostly commission, we're not gonna be able to use that money because we have to have a 2-year history of that type of income. So whatever type of income you're receiving, just know we have to have a 2-year history of it. Even if you change jobs. So we see that a lot where people, go from one employer to another because they have a higher hourly rate. That's fine, as long as it's the same type of income consistently for the past 2 years. Large financed purchases. I know we've talked about this in the past, but your debt to income ratio is the #1 driver of how much you qualify for. I've explained the formula in the past as far as how we document and how we figure out how much you qualify for. So anytime you add additional debt to your life, we have to document that, and that's going to take away from your buying power. So if you're getting a new auto loan, or if you buy a boat or an RV, whatever that monthly payment is, we have to factor that into your debt ratio. So if you don't have the income to support it on top of your monthly mortgage payment that we qualified you for, that will absolutely kill your deal. I literally just had this happen, unfortunately, about a week ago. A client told me he bought a brand new vehicle. It was $1,000 more per month than the previous auto loan we had documented. His pre-approval went from $450,000 down to $80,000. That's how big of a difference it can make. Again, every situation's different, but your debt ratio plays a huge factor into how much we can qualify you for as mortgage lenders. So do not make any large financed purchases without first talking to your loan officer to see if you can afford them. Large cash deposits. I know this one always trips people up because, we would think we would want to see lots of extra money in the bank. But here's the thing. Cash money, if it was straight up cash and we don't know where it came from, that's a problem. We can't use it. So let's say you had 20K chilling under your mattress and you threw it in the bank account during the loan process. We're gonna ask where that came from. And if you say cash and we can't document where it came from, we have to then back that deposit out. So if you had $1,000 in there prior, now we have to deduct that 20,000. Now we only have $1,000 and you're stuck. Even though you have the money for the down payment, we can't use it. So we're gonna have to find other ways for you to come up with the money for the down payment and or closing costs. So that is one of the big reasons why we cannot use cash. So whatever you do, if you're going to put money or make large deposits, make sure we can document it and know where it came from. We get it. Sometimes, you sell stuff, you might sell a vehicle or a trailer or, junk you have lying around. Document the process. Make sure you're documenting who you sold it to. You can prove ownership of whatever it was, and that the amount that it was sold for matches the deposit dollar for dollar. If you sell an old vehicle that you had chilling for 10 grand, make sure that bill of sale says 10 grand. We have the title that says you owned the car, and the deposit is also 10 grand. All of those things have to match in order for us as lenders to be able to document and verify that income. I hope this was helpful today, guys. 3 of the biggest deal killers that we see as lenders that will just unfortunately kill your deal. So do not let it happen to you. Another one is moving money around, just anything having to do with money. Always consult with your loan officer first, no matter how simple it may seem. We will appreciate the phone call rather than the surprise, and it will make everything so much smoother. For more tips and tricks, check out my other videos. If you have any questions, be sure to comment below, and I'm always happy to help. Have a great rest of the day.